असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। With God's grace, we start our discourse number 9 on the 16th of April 2020, or Thursday. Sharvari Nama Samvatsara Uttarayana Vasanta Rutu Chaitra Masa Krishna Paksha Navami. We all are just started chapter number 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. We are warming up basically. If we straight plunge into the verses and I start explaining, it would not make much sense. Once we have this peripheral knowledge, then understanding the verses and understanding what Lord is wanting to give us becomes a cakewalk. See, Lord Krishna, best known to him, he starts straight with a bang. The highest knowledge, the incomprehensible, the unimaginable, the ununderstandable, that is told first. Now, imagine what your plight could be. Some may seriously lose interest also. But in the context of Arjuna's mindset, he makes a beginning and then slowly he starts mellowing down the knowledge, and then he takes you to different areas and tells you so many different things and re-explains, reaffirms, reiterates. That has been the style over here. Now, to make things easier for you, I felt that this is the best method. So we are now in the process of elimination. All which is not the supreme truth, we are trying to understand that first, because that is not told in the Gita at the first instance. As per the definition of Atma, the supreme truth, what did we understand? That it is of the nature of Sat, meaning existence, Chit, consciousness, Ananda, bliss. These are its prima facie three basic characteristics. And there also we get to know what is not this pure self or this Paramatma. There they told us the three bodies, the gross, the subtle and the causal body. The second one they mentioned was about the Pancha Koshas, and the third one was the three states of our being, which is being awake, third is dream, and the last one is the deep sleep state. So today we are going to take up the Pancha Koshas, which is the second aspect of elimination. I'll explain this in a great detail because here there are very few things which have to be eliminated to understand the truth. But there are so many things you have to acquire to know the truth. So this is a better strategy since you have less to do over here. Just eliminate what is not your true self and you have already arrived there. So taking that forward, we now go to straight Pancha Koshas, and based on what we have learnt, elimination of Pancha Koshas, meaning as you go, you understand, through the method of Pancha Koshas, you will get to know where is this true Atman or the true self within yourself. This is a wonderful exercise. It's actually showing you all I said, no, it's unimaginable, unthinkable, unexplained, inexplicable. All this is there, but now here, with a very specialized method by the Shastras, we are now going to make use and see, discover where that true self is within us. And after having understood this, we will have a brief meditation on this so that you are able to experience that knowledge. Okay. I want all of yours undivided attention, since this is quite interesting as well as intense. So it will make a lot of sense if you all are focused. Somewhere if you miss, then it's like you will miss the formula. Okay. Now this method comes from one of the very known Upanishads known as the Taittiriya Upanishad, from the Brahmananda Valli. Valli means a segment. Okay. So here what it says is that a spiritual journey is not a journey in space, nor a journey in time, but a journey of pure knowledge, meaning from ignorance to knowledge. You don't have to go to any place like a Kashi, Jerusalem, Mecca, Kailasha, Vaikuntha, nowhere. You don't have to wait even for a time like, okay, I'll have to wait till I'm dead, then I go to Vaikuntha or Kailasa. No. It's a journey from ignorance to spiritual knowledge. You just need to know who you are. What is your true nature? What are we? Just that. Swami Vivekananda wonderfully said, if you only knew who you really are, if you only know who you truly are. So there is nowhere we are talking about any secular knowledge of physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, nothing. Now the Upanishad says in a very mystical language, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman in Sanskrit. This pure consciousness is hidden in the sacred space of the cave of your heart. Now what is this cave? What is this sacred space? Now here, a great sage known as Vidyaranya, he wrote commentary on this particular Taittiriya Upanishad. This is about 500-600 years ago he wrote this, and he comes essentially from a place known as Hampi, which was the capital of the Vijayanagar Empire, and he was the one who revived the capital after the Mughals defeated the Hakka Bukka brothers. They had looted the complete kingdom. So he, although being a sage and a spiritual leader, he was a revolutionarist. He trains Hakka Bukka and his army, and he regains the entire kingdom. And this place incidentally happens to be just 10 kilometers aerial distance to my hometown, Gangavati. So Vidyaranya explains in his very unique method, and this is the method which is followed by all the spiritual schools as of now. Okay, now what he says, follow me step by step. So he says, what is that which you know, which is very gross to you and very easily understandable to you, which were very familiar rather? So I think we all say that it is my body. Okay, there he says, okay, now let's start with the body, where we call it as Annamaya Kosha. Anna means food, Maya Kosha means made up of food. This is a sheath. Now we are imagining sheets, okay? We have 5 sheets totally. Like as you have an onion, you peel the onion and you go deep within, right? One peel after the other, one peel after the other. So there they are saying this pure consciousness, supreme truth is in the cave of your heart. So we are going to peel and see where it is exactly. So starting from the body, so this body is pervaded by food. This body is what we eat and drink. We all know this. In fact, once a scientist said, you are food rearranged. Whatever food you eat, you are rearranged. Rearrangement of that food. It's a modification of whatever we eat and drink. And once an Italian actress was asked, what is the secret of your beauty? She says, pasta. Because she says, I eat healthy pasta and that's the secret of my good health and skin. So this physical body, which is made up of skin, flesh, blood and bones, is Annamaya Kosha. Now there are certain operating principles which we will use to see what is right and what is wrong. So the first operating principle is that which changes is not permanent and that which is changeless is permanent. This is the first rule. And second, as you see an object with your eyes are different from that object you see, which exercise we already did. So here, which means the object what you saw is known as the known, which is the drishya in Sanskrit, and the knower is your eyes, meaning you are the knower of that object because you're seeing it. That is known as the drashta. Okay. Now everywhere we will negate every sheath by using these two principles. So bear this operating principle in mind. So now Upanishad says, take a close look at this. Are we really the body? Of course, why not? I am the body. Take a closer look at your body. So many disturbing reasons to say that we are not the body. Why? The first thing which comes is the body changes. A small baby, a little kid, then a young boy, a girl, young man or a woman, then you are middle-aged, at one point you are old. All along the body kept changing, and yet we feel we are the same person. Understand this. I feel that I was a kid and now I'm a middle-aged man or a woman. Don't we feel that? But the same feeling continues. There's one very famous philosopher known as of the 10th century, Vajaspati Mishra. He made a beautiful statement. I who was a little boy playing on the lap of my grandfather now have my grandchild playing on my lap. That is how the body changes. One of the alumni recently, they did a wonderful thing. After retirement, that is almost after 58 or 60 years of age, the old school friends who had studied up to 10th standard, they all plan to meet. Now the point is they're meeting almost after 43, 45 years. You know what a clever thing they did? They said, like when we departed, we have an idea of yourself, meaning your picture of you when you were in the 10th standard. So they said, make a nice big photo on a t-shirt of your 10th standard pick and write your name below, and you wear and come. It was so sensible, right? Otherwise you will not make out who is who. So no sooner you see the pic, you can understand, oh, this person, the name is also there. Oh my God, you have changed like nobody's business. We say that, right? So that shows that now the body keeps changing, but there is an undeterred factor within you which always says, I am that person, I am that person. So by this we can draw a conclusion that the body is always an object. And since you can see it, it is you are the knower and the body is the known. And there are various other facts. Do I know the body? Yes, I am aware of the body. I can feel the body. I can touch the body. I can experience the pain, pleasure of the body. I can even smell the body. All the five senses operate on the body, which means the body is an object. Hence, you are the knower of the body and the body is the known. Very clear, yes. The knower and the known. How can it be one and the same? Just like your eyes and the object in front of your eyes. So, it is concluded that the body is different from me. So, I am not the Annamaya Kosha. So, meaning I am not the body. Now you negated the body, right? I can even quote another example. Look at your hand. Just look at your palm. You are aware that you are looking at your palm, isn't it? I look at my palm. I am aware that I am looking at my palm. I never get a feeling that my palm is looking back at me or knowing me. That would be absolutely weird if I get that feeling. It's always one way. I am looking at it, but the palm is not looking at me. So all this show that you are the knower. There is something within you which knows everything what is happening around you, and this body is not you. So up till here, I think it's clear to all of us. Now, let's move forward. Now we come, okay, if I'm not the body, then what am I? Let's go deep inside. Oh, I see my breath going in and out. Oh, then I am the breath. Pranamaya. Okay, let's analyze. Now the Upanishad says, we must be something else other than the body. So let's go deeper. Anyantaro Atma Pranamaya. So deep inside we have Pranamaya, which is more subtler than the body. Now what is Pranamaya? The life forces. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. These are the 5 different life forces which operate within your body. The blood flowing through our veins. There is oxygen being converted. There is food being digested and transported to various parts of the body in terms of nutrition. Chemicals, biochemicals are being produced. Now, all this, in fact, science says that there are so many, that the various biochemicals, a liver which produces in your body, if anybody had to produce that, he would need a 500-acre factory to produce what one human liver does. That is the precision of a human liver. So all life forces surging keep us alive, breathing, experience of prana, experience of hunger, thirst, energy, weakness is all due to this prana, that breathing which happens. We are healthy not because of the body, but due to our pranas. And you know, yoga, Ayurveda, they all say that. They give a treatment on the, not on the body, but on the prana, in terms of pranayam and things like that. In Chinese, it's called as chi, and in Japanese, it's called as ki. So, when you look at the life force of prana, now let's see, apply the two operating principles. When I look at my breath and prana, sometimes I feel I'm energetic, sometimes I feel I'm tired, sometimes healthy, sometimes unhealthy. So all this is in the same person, me, who is looking at this prana, is feeling that it is changing. It is not the same all the time. Sometimes you're hungry, sometimes you feel you're satiated, full. I was sick, and then I'm again healthy. So using the same principle, that first is it is changing and the observer is not changing. And there is an observer, which is yourself, who is able to see all this. That is the drishta, and the drishya, which is seen, meaning the pranas, which is known to you. So you are the knower, and all the changes in your breathing and internal functioning of the body is completely you're aware of it. So here again there is no doubt that even this pranamaya kosha does not qualify under your true self. Anyantaro atma manomaya. Now the Upanishad says, oh, you're not even the breath, you're not even the prana. Okay, let's go deeper. There is something else which is more sukshma, more pervasive. Let's do that. And then they say, oh, then I am the mind. That comes to their thought process. And okay, having gone deeper than the pranas, what do we see? We see our thoughts, our emotions, our mind, indeed our entire personality. Because our personality is made up of our thoughts, emotions, and various reactions. So then, Upanishad says, okay, are you aware of your mind? Yes, why not? When I'm happy, I know I'm happy. When I'm unhappy, I know I'm unhappy. When I have a desire, I know that I have a desire. So mind is continuously experienced. They say that on an average there are about 40,000 thoughts crossing your mind on a daily basis. This is the average. There are thoughts, feelings, ideas, emotions which are experienced by us on a continuous basis. So I cannot be all of that. I am one person who is observing all this. There are so many desires also, if you see. So I'm not the mind, because I see my mind changing, and there is one constant factor which is observing this within me. And then I also see very clearly that I am the seer, the observer, the knower, and the thoughts and all these changes which are happening is nothing but they are clearly seen. Oh my God, then what is it? Am I not the mind also then? Anyantaro atma vijnanamaya. Now the Upanishad says, no, I think you are something more than this. Let's go deeper. Then behind your mind, a wavering mind, comes a steady intellect, always, which gives you that precise decision after your mind has thrown all the data at it. Oh, then that some inner instrument which is known as an intellect, that is known as Vijnanamaya, intellect. I think that is the true self, which gives you that agency of doership, that kartrutvam, what I said, that you are the karta, I am the doer, I am the knower, I am the leader. So here we have to now analyze whether our true self is that buddhi or that intellect. Now analyze again. You know yourself, I am so and so. Sometimes you are confused. Sometimes you are clear in your mind. You have the right understanding. Sometimes you know something. Sometimes you don't know something. Like for example, before you joined school, you didn't know calculus. Then later on, while you were in school, you understood what calculus is. And after you came out of school, you've forgotten also. So which means here what is happening? Here you are the same person, but you have seen that your mind is able to sometimes grasp, understand, and sometimes not understand. So which means here also there are tremendous changes which is happening in the personality, in yourself. So there again you come to a point that all these changes are visible by me, which means there is something which is looking at this. And you decide, okay, I'm not this. Then what? Now we have covered 4 sheets. Annamaya, body; Pranamaya, your life forces, breathing and life forces. Third is the Manomaya, that is the mind. And the fourth is the Vijnanamaya, that is the intellect. Now the Upanishad says, go, Anyantaro Atma Anandamaya. There is one more sheet which I can see. What is that? Something subtler than the intellect, Upanishad says. When we go to sleep, in deep sleep, we forget the world. We forget the body. Body is nicely snoring in the bed. Because it is making that sound, that's the reason they call it sound sleep. There are no dreams. We experience absolute blankness. The intellect is also not there. What comes after deep sleep and gives you a feeling that you have really slept well like a log? Or gode bech ke soya tha maine. What is that feeling? There is something which is observing the deep sleep also. If that awareness of knowing that you slept well was present, as they say, no, not knowing something is also knowing. So there is something in deep sleep as blankness. Upanishad calls it as the Anandamaya, the sheath of bliss. Untroubled rest. There are no dreams, nothing, you have forgotten everything. So according to the Upanishads, this is the closest to the Atman. Now even in a waking state, all the joyful experiences we get are the reflections from the Anandamaya Kosha. We will understand this when we get into more studies. So now, then what is that then? You are aware of this also then. Then where is that? What is your true self? You are not the Annamaya Kosha. You are not the sheath of life Pranamaya. You are not the mind because of the thoughts Manomaya. Intellect where you know something, you don't know something, Vijnanamaya. You are not the sheath of bliss also, because it is nothing but the darkness of sleep, which you are aware. Then now Upanishad says, these are all objects. They change and you experience them. Very clear. You were able to you are experiencing on a daily basis, every now and then, all these sheets. Let's look at ourselves carefully once again. The 5 sheets in a gist. Okay, here is my hand, let's say. What I see, the skin, the flesh, the blood and the bones. So that is Annamaya Kosha. When I try to lift my hand, the energy which enables to lift my hand is the Pranamaya Kosha. The thought that I must lift my hand is Manomaya Kosha. The feeling that I am lifting my hand, that knowledge of agency, Kartrutva, is known as Vijnanamaya Kosha. And if at all there is any happiness in lifting the hand associated with it, it is Anandamaya Kosha. No, you may say that what happiness is there in lifting a hand. For that, you should go to a physiotherapy department and see where people exercise for months together who have failure of their system to just move their hand or lift their hand. So, well, there is an element of ananda or happiness in lifting a hand. Okay. So now you know that all these sheets are not us. They are not you. Now the students are getting, we're all getting now highly restless. Now tell us then, if we are not that, then where is the true self? Now here a story can really convince us of what we are in the true sense. 10 friends cross a river. In olden days, as you all know, that here and there shallow rivers you had to cross. There were no bridges or anything of that kind. So after crossing the river, one of the friend, he says, okay, I think now that we all have crossed, let me just count everybody. So he says, everybody line up. And then he says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God. He again counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, one of our friends has drowned. And another guy says, Aresh, stop shouting here, I'll count, you come. And he goes and he counts. He also says, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another friend comes, he also counts, everybody is counting 9. And they are all disturbed and they are crying. During this time, one sadhu was crossing that place. So he says, hey young lads and boys, what are you all doing? Why you all are crying? See, this so and so thing happened, 10 of us crossed the river and now we are only 9 of us. Such a sad thing has happened in our life now. Now this sadhu, while he is talking, he takes a quick count of the boys over there. And he said, wait. Calm down. I'll show you the 10th person. Now, just like a guru is now going to show our true self, he says, I will show you the 10th person. Meaning, as we are going to learn as to who we are, what he does, he calls for a person and he says, now you count. Pointing a finger at each and every person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then he turns the hand towards that person. He inverts the hand and he says, you are the 10th person. Dashamastvamasi. Dashamastvamasi means you are the 10th person. Oh, they all jump in joy. They're so happy. We found the 10th person. Friends, this is exactly, we may laugh at what they did, but this is exactly what we are doing in our lives. We are looking for an object because time and again, birth after birth, life after life, our entire life has been only turned outward. We don't look inward. Anything we want to understand is an object in our eyes which is outside us. So that is the mistake what we are doing. So exactly like that, when you see the body, the pranamaya, the mind, the intellect, everything, you are looking outside, and now you want to experience the true self outside only as an object. It is not the object for seeking, but it is the person who is seeking. It is the subject and not the object. This has to be understood very clearly. As the 10th person was counting with his finger pointing at each and every person, in the same way he is looking for the 10th person outside of him. But the person who was counting is the 10th person. In the same way, now you as the person who was watching all these 5 koshas, you are the true self. Meaning, that sentiency, that awareness, that consciousness within you is the supreme truth, which is an unchanging factor, which has been all along since time immemorial, eternal, changeless, undestroyable. So all these qualities now Lord Krishna will tell us during his preaching. So if you have to get an inkling of this, you should know what your true self is. And I think by now you all must have got an idea. So now quickly let's do a meditation on this. There's little time, but I'll try to finish as quickly as possible. The same thing, we will now go much deeper and meditate on this fact and see for yourself what you could experience. It's not difficult, just experience. Follow me. Okay. Now let's all sit comfortably wherever we are. Back, neck, and head in a straight line. Keep your body completely calm and relaxed. Your eyes gently closed, like 2 petals are sitting on each other. Just follow my voice. Sit in a comfortable position. Now, clench your fist a little bit and relax your fist again. Tell yourself that this is my hand. Label it. It's an object because I'm aware of it. And say it's the body. Now breathe in and breathe out. Note the sensation of the breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. Label it. This is the prana. I'm aware of the breath coming in and going out. It's an object. I'm not it. Because something I'm aware, I'm not it. Now go deeper. You're listening to the sound of my voice. Maybe some other sounds. These are sensations, part of your mental sensory system, where you're clearly aware of the sensations. You're aware of the sounds. You're aware of the energy and tiredness of the mind. There are thoughts which come in and go out. You're hearing my words. That's the mind, which you're able to clearly see your mind. You're aware of your mind. Sometimes there are thoughts, memories, things to do, discomfort. They are all thoughts in the mind, which you are aware of. Now tell, I am not the mind. I am the observer of the mind. So label it as the mind. Now let's go deeper. The intellect, which you are using right now to understand, the power to bring in clarity, this bright faculty of understanding, clearly you are aware of that as well. If I tell you 10 minus 5 equals 5, you are able to see this figures in your intellect very vividly. So which means you are aware of that intellect also, which is an object. I am not this. Label it intellect. Now beyond the understanding of knowing the body, the sensations, I see a sense of blankness. As you go deeper, a sense of blankness. This is the sheath of bliss. Complete blankness. Now, like the 10th man counting the 9 and inverting his hand towards himself, go inwards and be relaxed. Anything that arises as sound, who is watching it? The body. Label it the body. Who is trying to understand the undisturbed thoughts? Label it the mind. I got it. I'm able to do it. Label it the intellect. I'm hungry. I'm full. Label it the pranamaya. All this is continuously watched by something which is ever present. Keep focusing on your body, sensations of the body. To whom the sensations appear, that is not an object. It is the pure, immortal, unchanging subject. That is your true self. Now slowly rub your palm, place it on your eyes, and slowly open your eyes. I'm sure you all enjoyed this meditation after what you have learnt the true self is. We will do this on a regular basis, which will help you all to understand what you all are studying. Okay. Actually, time is up. Meantime, Chanda says there is a very funny question in my mind. Chanda, can you tell me what it is? Let's see. Any other questions, please? I'm not opening the Q&A. Please type if I have any questions. Oh, see, you must be aware, no? This is when all this Bhagavad Gita was preached, everybody was on a standstill mode. Nobody knew what was happening around. That was the situation. It's not a funny question. It's a very sensible question, though. That was the state where it was a pause. As you now, you're watching a TV and you press the pause button and it stops. No, in the same way, God had made a pause on the entire war, almost about 35 lakh soldiers, and with all their army was on the battlefield. Everything went on a pause mode. Okay. So thank you all, everybody. Memory, Varsha, you're asking a question. Memory belongs to the Manomaya Kosha. Mind has got four faculties. One is Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Mana is mind, Buddhi is intellect, which we did as a specific exercise. Chitta belongs to the mind, that is the memory, and Ahankara belongs to the intellect. That is how it is distributed. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Our most revered and devoted thanks to the Almighty and the entire Guru Parampara for having given us this rare opportunity to seek this supreme truth. Hari Om.